Hey guys, how are we doing? So it's Crypto Insight UK here. It's the 28th of June 2021. Going to bring you some more technical analysis and just talk about a few things. So before I get into anything, I know you guys, well, most of you will probably like XRP if you're following my channel, because I massively do follow XRP, both in fundamentals and short-term price action, what I think is going to happen in the short to medium term. But if you don't understand XRP, I'd love you to go and watch this whole interview. I'm going to play like a little tiny few seconds of it. This is a R3 Corda programmer, and he explains about what XRP is. And listen to the first thing he says about the network being decentralized for anyone who gets confused about that.
So with how the decentralized network works is, and how it gets and it's actually not even checking to see if these transactions are okay. The overall network's checking for these transactions, but the main reason why it gets and this is actually another crazy tech thing that people don't talk about. The main reason why it gets a 3-second transaction time is the algorithm that runs the consensus on the network is running every 5 seconds. So there's constantly a consensus algorithm between all the nodes that are constantly reading against each other every 5 seconds to get consensus. So what ends up happening is within the 5 seconds, as you make a transaction, you're already mid-consensus for every transaction that's being made. So
he's just explaining about how the nodes work on the Ripple ledger, on the XRP ledger. If you want to check the whole thing out, go and check Matty G TV on YouTube. This interview is awesome. It's probably the best crypto interview I've seen this year, and that's no exaggeration. Sorry, just taking a drink of water there. But yeah, definitely go and check that out. So let's get back over to the TA. This is something I wanted to talk about, the Wyckoff accumulation. As I said in one of my previous videos, I didn't think we were going to come down any further, and if we did, I didn't think we'd come down any lower than 28k. We did come down further, and we did wick to about 28k. So everything I've been saying so far seems to be ringing true. Obviously, we're not out of the woods yet. We need to be reclaiming this 42,000 level for Bitcoin before we can say we're on any kind of reversal. We've still seen the death cross for the 50-day moving average to come below the 200. So we're still in rocky territory, don't get me wrong. We're still in a downtrend. We've got bearish indicators on the 50 to 200 day. So if I was looking to take a trade as a day trader, I would be looking to take a short position. However, I understand how cryptocurrency works, and I also think we're playing off something similar to a Wyckoff accumulation, because we've had the Wyckoff distribution up here, which I've shown in previous videos. And what does accumulation say then? So we have our low, we come back with a bit of a lower low, and then we have a spring, a test of the spring, and then we finally come out of this zone. So what's happened? We've had our low, and then we have a lower low. We didn't quite have that lower low on Bitcoin, but I can show you on XRP that we did have that. So this was that's a rubbish chart to be showing you, sorry. It's just got all my ideas on it. So on XRP, this was our initial low from the dump. What date is this? 19th of May, and Bitcoin, 18th of May. Oh, I do know that we definitely had a lower low on XRP after. Maybe it was 19th of May or 18th of May for Bitcoin, and then our lower low came on the 23rd of May, and on Bitcoin, that's the 19th of May, and that's the 23rd of May. So if you see that there, the difference. So I said that we'd have a lower low for the accumulation, so we had the 19th, and then the 23rd was the lower low for XRP. For Bitcoin, yes, I understand that it's not quite the same. We did have our lowest point here on the 19th of May, and then a slightly higher low here on the 23rd of May. So this is what we're looking for, this sort of structure. As you can see, we peak up, we come down, up, down, into here, phase B, up, accumulation, up, reject the moving averages, down for the spring, up, retest the spring just slightly higher, and then push out of this zone is what I'm looking for. So down, spring, retest the spring, up, a nice little test again, out we go. This is what we're looking for. And then I'd like to see this above the 42,000 with the back test on top of the 42,000 or accumulation around that zone. And then we hit phase E and out we get. So that's what I'm looking for personally. So what I'd like to see from here is maybe a I think we'll have a little correction like that, and then we'll push up to here, down, and finally out to the 42, up here to maybe 43. Down, I'm going to use the pen for this just because it doesn't need to be that neat. Down in here, and then little accumulation in this zone, and then up and out we go for phase E here. So this will be phase E. Excuse my horrific drawings. So that's what we're looking for there. That's the sort of pattern that I'd be looking for. And we need to reclaim this zone, this range that we were ranging around in for a very long period of time over here. So that's what I'm personally looking for Bitcoin on the daily. If we break into the hourly, I'll see what's going on. I haven't actually deep dived into this for a while. So everything's coming off the top of my head here. I can just show you what I see. So as we know, over the weekend, we just had a choppy weekend again. We had the bearish cross on the hourly 50 to 200 day moving averages. This resulted in a downward move. And we're looking for that bullish crossover, which looks like it could be coming today, providing we don't get any more down selling pressure. If we respect this 33,000 mark, we may get the bullish cross, which could see us move up higher. As I said, we may correct to this level here, so recent swing high. So we could correct to this level, and that's where we could see a bounce, and that would probably work quite well with the moving averages as well. And then we bounce up, and for the bounce, I would like to see us break this high here, which is 35,000 for this next move. After the accumulation, we might accumulate here, bounce out, break above the 35, use that top of this candle wick here as support, or these buying areas here. If we could get even higher, that would be brilliant, up to 36, come down and accumulate on the 36, and then look to move on out of there. That would be awesome. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. Some volumes come through. The 50-day to cross above the 200-day after the accumulation, which will probably take place around this sort of area, 33,600. And then we break above the 36,000 is what I'm personally looking for. With Ethereum, we seem to have broken above this line, this resistance line that was holding us down for a little while of $1,800. We're just breaking the $2,000 mark. I would like to see us get above this Fibonacci retracement level here and start to look above the 2,900 eventually. I think it all comes with time, guys, not going to lie to you. Onto my baby XRP. Since we had the bearish cross up here, we have lost from the bearish cross, percentage wise, we lost 50% ish, 48% to the bottom, and currently 36% to where we are now. However, I think a lot of things are changing with XRP. We've seen this morning that Andreessen Horowitz, who's creating a $2.2 billion crypto fund, with one of his assets in that fund being XRP or Ripple. He states Ripple for the banking section. And they've just hired, you wouldn't believe it, William Hinman, former SEC head, who declared that Ethereum wasn't a security, and didn't say anything about XRP. And he's the person that Ripple want to get, is it called a deposition or a subpoena? I'm not sure which one's which. I think it's a deposition, where he comes into court and talks to the court about his thoughts under oath. So it's all very interesting. Andreessen Horowitz, who's now hiring William Hinman, is also a seed investor into Ripple and Coinbase. So everything's connected, guys. This whole thing's connected. And it looks, the more it goes on, the more we realise it's just about money and lining each other's pockets. But anyway, there will be a catalyst at some point for XRP out of the lawsuit. We've just got to hope that the market recovers a bit first, because I think it'll be a multiplier to whatever the price is. Where's XRP going to go? Well, we need it to break above this 110 mark, because there's so much resistance between now and there. Short term, it's going to follow the same sort of pattern as Bitcoin, I hope, and I think. We may come down and test this trend line again before we bounce out of there. But realistically, if we get above that 69-cent mark or 70-cent sort of resistance area, we could be looking all the way up to 80 odd. Then we probably retrace down to 70, and then I think we march out towards that $1, $1.10 sort of area. The there's a lot of resistance in and around 88 cents. So if we can blast through that, we are looking up to this sort of level here for our next top. So that's 109. If we can get above that, there's more resistance at 126, and then I do think that it won't be long until we're seeing the sort of levels that we were a few months ago, a month or two ago. We've had a lot of time accumulating down here, and when it gets very close accumulation, as it did in and around this area here, you can see we did have a big blast off, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. You can see how tight these candles are. Yeah, we're moving up and down a little bit, but the accumulation is only within a few percent. It's not like it was in this area where it's like everywhere. Even here, it's all over the place. In this sort of area, very, very tight accumulation. It's ready to pop, it's ready to pop, it's ready to pop. Needs a catalyst, boom, there it goes. This is kind of what I feel that's happening now. Yeah, it's come down, it's coming down, it's coming down. Well, now we're accumulating in a very tight area, ready to pop, ready to pop. We could have a few more days down here, but then I think we will see a catalyst and an explosion out of this zone. Let's have a look at the total altcoin or the total crypto market cap in general. So that did come down and touch this previous all-time high of the 1.13 trillion mark, which is absolutely mad if you really think about it. We've candle wick down there, we've touched that all-time high, we've confirmed that as support. Do we touch it again for a double tap takeoff, or do we just go from here? That's what we are waiting to see, guys, basically. If we take a second wick down and reconfirm that as support, it's very bullish because it means that it's definitely support. At the minute, we've touched it, we've tested it, we are sure that it's support, but we're not 100% certain. And we could easily gap, if we get above the 1.78, we could gap up quite easily to where we were before. So total altcoin market cap, we are lurking around that 200-day moving average. I wouldn't like to lose that as support. We are sort of hovering on that at the minute. Again, we need some more volume to come in, some buying pressure. We need some real big crypto news to come out and help us really push out of these zones that we've been lurking in for a while. We are using these areas as support, which is very positive for now. But the longer we wait, the more chance there is of rolling over. So come on, guys, get your fingers in your pockets. Get yourself a bit of crypto. We know it isn't going anywhere. And there's one other thing that I wanted to touch on, which was XDC. It was absolutely flying yesterday. I'd like to see that continue. If that breaks up above the 7-cent mark, then that should be looking towards its all-time high, to be completely honest. It's just a good indicator for the market. That's what we want to be seeing. And with Algorand, you can kind of see it's double bottomed out where we are now. It double bottomed at about 67 cents and we're up to about 84. So just a few things to keep your eye on in the market there, guys. I hope that helps you a little bit, gives you a bit of an insight as to what I see. Looks like so far we could be having a bit of a red day. As I said, we could have a bit of a retrace down before we start to move out, and I wouldn't expect us to come any lower than 32,500 before we start to move up for that next leg. But it's just a case of gritting your teeth and bearing it at the minute, guys. I know it's not enjoyable to watch your portfolios. Keep loading those bags if you've got cash on the side. Obviously not financial advice. Anything that I say is not financial advice, just for entertainment purposes only. But I hope you enjoyed, guys. There's loads of links in my description if you need to get yourself a Ledger X or S. There's been those rulings with Binance, and I know that doesn't mean the exchange is going to shut down, but it's always better to have your keys and own them yourself. As I always say, not your keys, not your crypto. And that's definitely something to take into consideration when you are a cryptocurrency holder. So, with all that being said, thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you all on the next one. Peace out.